This is the UAAP Season 73 Volleyball.
We're back here at Studio 23. It's a live and exclusive coverage of the 73rd season of the Women's Volleyball Tournament. Start of round number 2 with UE versus FEU. Later on, Adamson and De La Salle, their first assignments in the second round. So far, it is 2-1. FEU losing the first one, but playing very well in the second and third. Really finding a little bit of cohesion here in this game. Which probably that UP game was a turning point for them, man.
That's right. You can see that the morale of the team is up. You'll see that, it's not just Morada, whose name we mention frequently. In fact, it was all Vargas and Magsumbol and the others. Not so much of Morada. So parang medyo, at least, I guess for her, it's good that the load that she's carrying is now lightened because she knows that she can depend on the others as well.
Even Henson and Rojas have had their shining moments here. That's Henson finding the corner for FEU. In the meantime, let's talk about UE and what has happened to them.
UE clearly is still finding their rhythm. I think that, they started strong in the first set. They lost momentum and since then, they haven't been able to recover. And at this point, I should say that it's already a bit late in the game. We're already in the fourth set. But it seems like they're still a bit disorganized. Especially in defense and be it in offense, they have quite a few errors also. But looking at the points in set number 3 in terms of attacks, 10 for UE, 12 for the Lady Tamaraws. But look at the block points of FEU. Even if in terms of height, they don't have as much advantage over UE, they scored 4 as compared to only 1 of UE. It just goes to show that there's presence of mind.
Correct.
And they do really read the offense of UE.
Now, a 2-point difference in attacks, 3-point difference in blocks, and unforced error, 1 point. That's the margin right there. At 25-19 was the score. 6 more points on those little things. Kasi pag nakikita mo minsan sa graphic, dalawa lang pala yung lamang ng FEU sa attack. 3 lang lamang sa block. Pag pinatong-patong mo lahat yun.
Madami yun. There are also little things in the game that might not be giving points to FEU, for example, but it takes away a better chance for UE to score a point. Like, for example, they have a poor reception, although it wasn't a point for FEU rather. Hindi sila nakaset up ng play ng maayos. So, it's a wasted opportunity for them.
Check ball. Dizon checking it off the blockers. 1-1 here. Fourth set. FEU went through 5 the last time out against UP. Check in with Jessica Mendoza.
Boom, I got a sneak peek into the mind of Coach Vangie De Jesus today, and it seems that what's concerning her the most is attitude. She admitted to me that she worries a bit about her girls being kind of too happy-go-lucky sometimes. She said, although, athletes of today, iba na talaga sa dati. Noon kung matalo kami, linggo-linggo naming iniisip. Ngayon, manalo masaya, matalo ngiti pa rin. And Coach feels that technology is a major contributor to this kind of outlook. Dahil yan sa mga cyber-cyber. Pagkatapos ng practice, diretso sa computer, she told me with a shake of her head. What do you guys think?
I've said this in basketball. Thanks for asking my opinion about it. I've said this in basketball even before. A lot of fathers that I get to talk to, of the father players, yung mga may anak na naglalaro ngayon, ang sinasabi nila, sila, kumari basketball, di sila makashoot ng free throw, which probably leads to a loss or just a loss. Di makakatulog yung mga yan. They take it so seriously. They feel like the younger generation. And it's not a knock on them. It's just probably a sign of the times. But the younger generation kind of gets over it so quickly. Yeah. When their predecessors, this is their opinion, their predecessors take it to heart. So I'm sure there can be a debate spawned with that, with a statement like that. Pero there probably is some truth to it too, and it might be a sign of competitiveness from the individual. I'm sure, and marami pa rin tayong nakikita ditong mga batang player volleyball na they're very serious about their games. Yun nga, si Morada, nabanggit mo si Anna mentioned, and if you've been watching volleyball in recent years, Morada, back then, she wasn't a smiler.
Ano talaga siya, she's really into the game all the time. Of course, always a joy to watch.
Yeah.
Pero right now, her attitude changed a bit. Mas lighter.
She was so competitive back then, and she still is. She plays a different role now.
Yep.
That's why she has to be a different personality also.
You know, on that note, on what Coach Banji actually mentioned, though, mahirap yun because if it's the attitude, it's not something that you can change overnight. It's, you know, like skills, you can train them. Yes, it won't happen as quickly, but it will be developed. Pero yung attitude, it's different because yung mindset din ng players niya, yun yung kailangan ma-influence, yun yung kailangan niya ma-change.
Score is 7-2 now. FEU just lording it over here.
Too long
one's
for
long,
Major
though.
Rojas.
Right now, UE really has to pick up their game. They can't afford to lose this fourth set. Otherwise, of course, FEU will take on this match already.
Of course, we can go on and on with that conversation and many angles to it, and come up with a debate about it, or a study on it, or a commentary on the relation of sports
technical timeout
and the internet and technology and the digital age nowadays. 8-4 is the score. Back in a moment.
Welcome back. You're still with us here at the arena for your UAAP Season 73 Women's Volleyball Division, and it's UE versus FEU. Now, to know more about the FEU side, there is a certain understanding that is happening now between the girls and coach. The energy is not questionable, and all the players are simply attempting to play. Movement in the court has started to become an advantage to them. Though an issue was brought up by coach, and that is their low percentage in service, they threw a lot of chance point from it. So I said, boom, that everyone in the court is playing well. Why don't we talk about the rookie who has been one of the biggest contributor for them, which is Kat Magsumbol. She's only 16 years old and she came from Batangas. She's currently taking sports recreation management. And sabi nga ni coach, napakatsaga daw talaga ng batang to during practices. That's why she's playing very well in the game today. Back to you, Bumanan.
You know what they always say, you put in the work, at some point it's going to come out. It's going to show.
And she's only 16.
16 years old. Incredible lift and athleticism and attitude towards the game of volleyball.
It's a check ball, a point for Major Rojas.
Check ball, so that's FEU point, and Kat Magsumbol comes back in. That's Rojas, though, on your screens right now. Major Rojas, 9 serving 5. Fourth set, FEU ahead, 2-1. C, underhand set to Henson.
Tana Henson.
Having problems with the defense here for the Lady Warriors.
That's Kat Magsumbol on your screens earlier. There's been a force here in this game. Will be scouted by the next opponents for sure.
For sure.
But the thing about FEU, as Ann pointed out so well, is that FEU is going to so many girls in this game.
Finding a gap.
It's not just one.
Including this.
A lot of names. That's right, even Henson.
Dana Henson. 16 years old too.
So young. A lot of...
Actually, she's younger than Magsumbol by 5 months.
Yeah. The youngest in the team.
Correct. Looks it too.
Oh.
Morada tried to do too much on that one. Spinning and then executing a cut shot.
Although she has been known for that in the past years. If you look at her, she's been known for doing those turns. Spin on air and then all of a sudden papalo.
Not that time though. She comes back with a traditional open attack.
Another one for Micah Morada.
And a little more umph into this one. The cross court, Dizon unable to handle it for the 12-6. And a Henson now. Too much.
Strong. It's a service error.
Lack of control on that serve.
Yep. It's 12-7 for FEU. And later on, De La Salle University against Adamson now. Just a side conversation here, and we already talked about the issue hounding La Salle and, well, the UAP women's volleyball tournament in general. It would be interesting to see and watch La Salle today how they play, because
How that particular controversy will affect
Yes.
their game.
first of all, Morada killing this one. Almost a frontline attack, a frontline kill.
Look at her reach.
Yes. Going back to La Salle, I'm sure it's inevitable that they talked about it. The school is talking about it. The players are. It's in their heads how they will play with that. As Magsumbol duplicates what Morada did, but may hawak sa net nga lang. You can see this girl. Look at her. Sky. She could not control her hand.
Serve Abby Panon.
It's poetry in motion. Point goes to UE though. And Adamson, by the way, is on a surge in this tournament as a ball stopped dead in the tracks.
Right into the stomach.
Yep. And you heard that too, and you heard the stomach.
Michael Morada.
It's gotta hurt.
More than the ball, I think, you know, it's the... you played the game, man. Bad trip yun.
And an error. She's
Balikan yun.
another point for FEU.
Kailangan balikan ng teammates niya, Burger,
dahil hindi
because
siya
she cannot attack. And that's what we don't like, eh. So in terms of pain, I'm sure that these girls are already used to it, but it's the pride, actually.
Yeah. Pride factor.
It's a point for UE.
Swiped off.
Teresa Caballero. Substitution.
The FEU players.
Francesca Cristini for Teresa
So UE
Caballero.
behind by 6 here. And La Salle, the UAP board will deliberate. For those of you just tuned in, will deliberate on the issue hounding the league in terms of the players who have allegedly played in other tournaments while the UAP volleyball tournament is ongoing. The board will deliberate on the 19th and come up with a decision on what's going to happen to the schools and the girls involved.
Right now, there are a lot of speculations from, of course, volleyball fans, but it's best for us to wait for the official decision.
Right now, team standings are as is as Magsumbol takes FEU to the second technical timeout. Back here at the arena, this is the last point. Rojas and Magsumbol both went up. It is Magsumbol who puts it away. She's having a ball out there. Ann.
Yes. She's enjoying this game. Clearly.
Kathleen Magsumbol, formerly of the San Antonio de Padua College. That was her high school. And she has to get used to the camera on her often now, because the way she's shown, the way she's played today, it's going to happen more often. Mongalong will send it to a free ball for FEU. Rojas this time. Dizon off the block.
Off the block, a
Point for UE.
For Kimberly Dizon.
UE really, as a school,
Maureen Martinez for
has
Kimberly
struggled
Dizon.
the post-Roses era, Jose Roses era for them.